Hi, I'm Valerie Crow with Cobb and Douglas Public Health. Welcome to Spotlight on Public Health. Today we're going to take a closer look at our safe sleep issue, and we're also going to take a look at the WIC program, also known as the Women, Infant, and Children Nutrition Program. My first guest today is Beverly Shatine, Program Manager for Children's First with Cobb and Douglas Public Health. Beverly is also known as a local expert in safe sleep. Beverly, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Beverly, tell us about safe sleep. Why do we need to be talking about this issue?
Historically, many babies have died due to unsafe sleeping environments. Therefore, in 1994, we began the Back to Sleep campaign. This meant that we now put our babies on their backs to sleep instead of on their stomachs. This has greatly reduced the number of babies that have died due to sleep-related conditions.
How many babies have died due to sleep-related issues in Cobb County?
Unfortunately, approximately 42 infants have died between 2009 and 2013. 42 infants have died in Cobb County due to sleep-related conditions. In Georgia, 3 infants die every day due to unsafe sleep environments. And in the United States, 4,000 infants approximately have died due to unsafe sleep conditions, SIDS, or unknown causes.
Wow. What are some tips for keeping babies safe when sleeping?
One of the most important things to remember is that babies should always be placed on their backs to sleep, whether it's at nap time or at bedtime. They should also be placed in a safety-approved sleeping environment, whether it be a crib, a bassinet, or a pack and play. And lastly, if your babies are cold, they should be placed in a blanket sleeper or a onesie in order to sleep and to keep warm. If you want to, do not allow your babies to sleep on a couch, a chair, or any other unsafe sleeping environment. At night, bring the bassinet or crib close to your bed to make it easier for feeding or changing the baby at night.
All right, and what about crib bumpers?
Many stores have bumper pads in their cribs as far as keeping, they say to keep the environment safe, but it really isn't a safe environment for your babies. They can get close to the bumper and suffocate or get tangled up in the strings that hold the bumper pads to the crib. If you're going to use bumper pads, we encourage you to use them as decorations in the room and not in the crib.
All right, well, we hear a lot about babies and tummy time. What is tummy time?
Tummy time is that time when you place your baby on their tummy when they're awake and someone is watching them. This encourages the upper body strength of your baby, strengthening the neck, the shoulder, so that it encourages crawling and sitting up and rolling over. When babies are born, when they come home, they should have at least 2 to 3 sessions of tummy time a day, no more than 3 to 5 minutes. And this, like I said, encourages the upper body strength, their gross motor and fine motor skills. As they get older and they begin to enjoy tummy time, you can lengthen this time, and it really encourages the crawling, the rolling over, and eventually the walking that the baby is going to do.
Why is tummy time so important?
It is very, very important because it encourages, as I said, the upper body strength. It encourages babies for their gross motor and fine motor skills, because when they're in their tummy, they begin to reach for items in front of them, which encourages those fine motor skills.
Can families receive help to obtain a crib if they can't afford one?
Yes, we, with the Children's First Department here in Cobb County, can provide a pack and play to low-income families for children up to age 1 year of age. Children First will also provide home visits to those families and any family in Cobb County to assess them for social concerns, for developmental concerns, or even medical concerns. And you can always reach us at the health department.
All right, and if someone has a question about safe sleep, who should they call?
They can call us within Children First. My direct line number is 770-514-2404, or they can contact the Safe Sleep Coalition at the state office.
Great. Beverly, thanks for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 88 children is diagnosed with autism. That's a 1,000% increase in the last 40 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
My name is Fernanda. I'm the wife of a teacher. Budget cuts affected my husband's salary, so I'm picking up some part-time work. We're doing everything we can to make sure our kids eat today. Tomorrow, I just don't know. Fernanda, how'd I do?
Well, I usually fold the underwear first.
I meant the acting, but good to know.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Welcome back to Spotlight on Public Health. My next guest is Marcia Canning, Program Director of Women, Infant, and Children Nutrition Program, also known as WIC. Marcia, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Valerie.
Marcia, can you start off by describing the WIC program? What is it?
Well, the Women, Infants, and Children program, or as we refer to it as WIC, is a federally funded program that serves a very limited population. We offer food vouchers for supplemental food, breastfeeding counseling, as well as nutrition education.
Who can be served by WIC?
We serve a limited population, like I said, the prenatals, breastfeeding women up to a year, infants and children to the age of 5, and postpartums up to 6 months.
Okay, and who is eligible for WIC and how do they qualify?
Well, to be eligible for WIC, you have to meet income guidelines and you also have to have a nutritional risk. Now, our income guidelines are pretty liberal. It's 185% of the federal poverty line. And if you qualify for programs such as Medicaid, SNAP, and TANF, that automatically qualifies you income. But you don't have to be on those programs to qualify. It's best for you to call our phone center and make an appointment, and we will be glad to see if you qualify for our program.
Okay, and if someone wants to make an appointment, what do they need to do?
Well, as I said, they can call our phone center at 770-514-2389, or even better, they can go to our cobbdouglaspublichealth.org website and go to the WIC tab, and on there is an online registration, and they can complete that form, and we will call them for an appointment.
Okay, great. How many WIC locations are there in Cobb County?
Well, we're very fortunate in Cobb to have 4 clinics. We have Marietta, Smyrna, South Cobb, and Ackworth. We just recently opened the South Cobb and the Ackworth Clinic. We also just recently renovated a new building in Marietta next door to where our old WIC clinic was on 1650 County Services Parkway. We have a very spacious new building. We are excited because we have equipment in there for the children, and we're ready to serve all the people of the WIC population.
Great. What services can be received through WIC?
Well, WIC, we offer vouchers for supplemental food. For the prenatals and children, this includes things such as milk, cheese, juice, eggs, and cereal, peanut butter, bread, fresh fruits and vegetables. And for the women that aren't, we promote breastfeeding, and if the woman's not successful with breastfeeding, we will offer what we call artificial milk, or the formula, to that baby so that she can have food for her infant. We also offer nutrition education, breastfeeding support. We encourage the mother as to why breastfeeding is important. We also refer women and the children to other resources within our community, such as SNAP, Medicaid, TANF, programs like Babies Can't Wait. Wherever there's a need, we will refer them. One of the programs I did want to mention is our peer counseling program. It's our mothers that have been on WIC before, and they've all breastfed their children. And what they do is they contact any prenatals and breastfeeding moms to give them the support so they'll have a successful breastfeeding experience. They're on call 24/7. They will go to the hospital, they'll go to their home, they will text them, they'll talk to them any hours of the night to answer any questions they have on breastfeeding.
Great. Why is proper nutrition so important for our children?
Well, adequate nutrition is important throughout our lives, especially if you're a prenatal and you have a developing fetus. Things like folic acid is important for that neurological development. Children require nutrient-dense food and also adequate calories so that they can have proper growth and development, mentally and physically. What a child eats influences their growth and health throughout their childhood, through their adolescence, as well as their adulthood.
Marcia, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
If you have any questions about Safe Sleep or our WIC program, please call us at 770-514-2300 or visit cobbanddouglaspublichealth.org. Thank you for joining us.
Cobb Health Futures Foundation is dedicated to the health and safety of the families of Cobb County. It is a 501c3 not-for-profit organization. It concentrates on supporting programs that impact the health and well-being of children and families in Cobb County. These programs are preventative in nature. They have a positive impact on the future of our families. They have a positive impact on the future of our county.
Research shows that women who do not receive prenatal care are 3 times more likely to have a low birth weight baby, which can result in more childhood illness and even death. Some of the reasons why pregnant women delay the needed prenatal care include the inability to afford medical care or health insurance, problems understanding the Medicaid process, or even lack of available medical services. The Perinatal Case Management Program, a service of Cobb and Douglas Public Health, helps reduce those barriers, increasing the accessibility to prenatal medical care. The goal is to get women started early with the care and guidance needed for a healthy pregnancy. The Perinatal Case Management Program also connects eligible women with WIC, food stamps, prenatal classes, and other public community resources to facilitate a healthy pregnancy and delivery and to ensure that the home is prepared to welcome that new baby.
Babies Can't Wait is an early intervention program for infants and toddlers with developmental delays and disabilities. In the United States, 1 in 6 children ages 3 to 17 years of age have 1 or more developmental or behavioral disabilities, such as autism, motor or speech delays, or some type of delay involving their body's reaction to sound, food, water, motion, or light. Many of these children are not identified as having a concern before starting school, and significant problems may have already occurred and opportunities for treatment have been missed. Babies Can't Wait works closely with physicians and healthcare providers in Cobb County to identify these children during infancy so that the children and their families can receive the support they need.
Children's Medical Services is a program designed to assure that eligible Cobb children from birth to 21 years of age with chronic medical conditions receive specialty medical care. Children's Medical Services provides services that are family-centered, culturally appropriate, and community-based. Care coordination provides referrals to medical specialists and diagnostic testing, links to community resources, and offers assistance to apply for resources such as financial aid and medication assistance programs. Some examples of eligible medical conditions under Children's Medical Services include cardiac issues, asthma and cystic fibrosis, cleft lip and palate, orthopedic and neuromuscular issues including cerebral palsy, scoliosis and amputations, diabetes and gastrointestinal, hearing and vision chronic disorders, spina bifida and seizures.
A little over 8 years ago, our family began a journey that had more highs and lows than a great roller coaster. While on vacation in Florida, our newborn son Miles went limp and blue in my arms and was not breathing. Even though I was CPR certified, I wasn't quite prepared to intervene on my own son. I remember giving my son to my sister and screaming, "Do something!" Thankfully, she was able to revive Miles. Little did my husband and I know that through the course of the next year and a half, that aside from a few closely monitored moments a day, we would rely on the machines and oxygen constantly tied to Miles to alert us to potentially life-threatening situations. We would have to revive Miles 17 times during that period, and in the first 4.5 years of his life, he would undergo 13 surgical procedures. Miles's main diagnosis was significant reflux, to the point that it would shut down his nervous system, affecting his breathing and his heart. Thankfully, today Miles is a thriving 8-year-old boy that loves golf, baseball, rock climbing, riding roller coasters, telling jokes with his brother, fishing with his dog, and reading. But when Miles was 4 months old, we weren't sure where things were going. Even though our family was well insured and Miles was receiving world-class care both in and out of the hospital, he was beginning to exhaust his available insurance benefits. As well, due to all of the hospital stays and the restrictions imposed by all the monitors, we were beginning to notice motor delays in Miles. This is where Babies Can't Wait helped us out. Program caseworkers helped us begin the process of applying for Medicaid, provided direction on insurance claims, and also linked our family with proper therapy options for Miles. Thankfully, Miles began to make great strides in his development, and we attribute this to Babies Can't Wait and the early intervention that was provided. I see this program as a turning point in making sure not only Miles, but that we as a family were going to make it through this crisis. I give to Cobb Help Futures Foundation because of the support it provides for vital programs in Cobb County. I give because my son is vibrant proof that these programs work.
12 years ago, my first son was born, a handsome, healthy boy then and now. My pregnancy with him was a low risk. I was working full-time and had a good insurance. I didn't have need for the perinatal case management program. I didn't even know it existed. 2 years ago, my second handsome, healthy son was born. My pregnancy with him was different. I was working only part-time and had no insurance. My pregnancy was a surprise blessing, but my husband and I were worried because we had no insurance. That is when I learned about the perinatal case management program. I made an appointment and a nurse saw me right away. She helped me register for pregnancy Medicaid and linked me with an OB doctor who accepted that insurance. I didn't need to wait weeks to be qualified, which often happens with online Medicaid applications. I began care immediately. The PCM program also linked me to the other public health services for pregnant women, including dental care and the WIC program. Today, I balance work and a family as a full-time adult health technician with Cobb and Douglas Public Health. I love my work. I love being able to share my stories and help other pregnant women who visit our clinic receive the services they need. There are so many Cobb women who, like me, had no idea that these services are available to citizens, like us right here in our backyard. These programs and services are life-changing. My son is living proof.
We need your help. In all cases, the needs of our Cobb families far exceeds the funding that public health receives from federal, state, or local sources. In fact, only about half of our total budget is even reasonably assured. The remaining dollars must come from private grants and individual donations. Additionally, most of the needed equipment we've mentioned is not covered by medical insurance, leaving families who are already unable to make ends meet in an even more difficult position. Here's how your donation can make a difference. A gift of $25 will provide a properly installed car seat through our Safe Kids Cobb County program, assuring that each time that precious little girl rides in a car, she is well protected from a crash-related injury. A gift of $100 will provide a weighted blanket for one of our neurologically impaired children in the Babies Can't Wait program, which will help that cherished son calm himself enough to get a good night's sleep. A blessing for him and his dedicated but exhausted mom. A gift of $1,000 will provide up to 9 months of prenatal care for an uninsured pregnant woman to help assure that she's doing all that she can to deliver a healthy baby. A gift of $3,000 will assure that hearing tests and hearing aids are available to a hearing-impaired infant in Children's Medical Services, enabling that baby to develop optimally in the early years, when it counts the most for a lifetime of success. Every donation helps, and 100% goes to direct services and equipment for Cobb County families.
Every gift to Cobb Health Futures Foundation is 100% tax deductible and goes towards supporting at-risk programming. Cobb Health Futures Foundation is all about taking care of business now so that the future is assured.
The Cobb County Safety Village is the most comprehensive safety training environment in the region. Located in central Cobb County, the Safety Village aims to provide the highest quality of safety education available. Primarily designed for elementary-age school children, the Safety Village provides hands-on life safety training. Education is the key to reducing risk and protecting our community and its residents, and the Cobb County Safety Village is the first in Georgia to offer this kind of learning experience. On the 8-acre site is a large multi-use education building which includes classrooms, a cafeteria, offices for employees, and an auditorium made to look like the historic Strand Theater in Marietta. There is also a station for inspecting car seat installation, a free service provided to the residents of the county by Safe Kids of Cobb County, which includes 3 mechanics bays that provide shelter from the elements as well as heat during the winter months, as opposed to before when seat checks were done outside. After walking through the reception area, visitors are greeted with what looks like a small house. This is known as Sparky's house. In the hallway, which is made to look like a street, there's a replica of a telephone booth and a small tree. Sparky's house actually consists of a living room, bedroom, and kitchen, creating an incredibly memorable learning experience that mimics some life-threatening situations that children may face in their own homes. The front door of the house opens to what looks like a regular home on the inside. In Sparky's living room, children are taught about the 3 elements of fire, shown what objects around the house are more subject to catching on fire, and then the home fills with smoke from machines and steam heats the doorknob at the exit. Children must then maneuver, crawling across the floor to keep away from the smoke, and feel the door with the back of their hands to see if there is fire on the other side. The children then open the door and crawl outside to safety. When they are in Sparky's bedroom and the room fills with smoke, the children must then climb out the window with a safety ladder and meet up at the family's arranged meeting spot, the tree outside of the house. After these lessons, children participate in a simulated 911 call, complete with a live operator answering at the other end. Children are also given classes from police officers regarding topics ranging from what to do if approached by a stranger, what to do when you're home alone and hear a knock at the door, and what to do if they find a gun in the house. Interaction and participation by the children is highly encouraged and also provides for a better learning experience. The Safety Village's goal is exactly this: teach children in a unique and unforgettable way and make it as interactive as possible. but do so in a manner that is controlled, supervised, and above all, safe for the students. The David Hankerson Education Building is only the first part of the children's experience. The Safety Village itself is a working village. The land has been paved like a small neighborhood and designed to look just like that, only on a reduced scale. The Safety Village is a child-sized representation of our county, complete with real trees, scaled-down operative buildings with signage, small street signs and traffic lights, and even model homes. Site elements used throughout the village reference those found around the Marietta Square to help give the scene a recognizable and authentic look. The site features 4 distinct areas, which are the Marietta Square, a commercial district, a residential district, and an industrial district. Since it has opened, the Cobb County Safety Village has improved the fire department's efficiency in training students by 200%. Twice as many students have been able to take part in this safety training than last year before the Safety Village opened. It is easier and requires less manpower to have a centralized location, which helps to reduce scheduling conflicts. Before, when 2nd and 4th graders participated in their state-mandated fire safety program, a fire truck with a trailer housing a far less advanced scenario similar to Sparky's house would have to travel out to each school individually and could only handle one small group of students at a time. The Cobb County Safety Village allowed them to build a more complex scenario, which teaches the children more effectively, and they have room for multiple classes at one time. Children will benefit greatly from the knowledge that they will encounter through observation and participation. Learning is essential to a child's mind, and taking part in the process is crucial. The philosophy is simple. Tell me and I will forget. Show me and I may remember. Involve me and I will understand.
Each year, our children are put at risk by drivers who ignore bus stop arms and warning lights. In Cobb County alone, more than 1,000 drivers ignore them every day. The Cobb Police Department and Cobb Schools have partnered with Operation Stop Arm to educate drivers about the new law to save lives.
Tragically, a young child was killed at a bus stop by a passing car in 2009.
While we were being interviewed by the news crew, a driver ran through the stop arm of the bus.
We had just installed new stop arm cameras on some of our buses and were able to hand the photo over to law enforcement. And now, with the new law, hopefully we will reduce violations of the stop arm law and have additional evidence to cite violators.
Drivers who pass a school bus with a stop arm activated can receive up to a $1,000 fine from the court and get 6 points tacked onto their driver's history. It is a serious offense.
So next time you're in a hurry and you're tempted to pass a stopped school bus,
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.